Let me know when I'm up. Oh, I see myself right there. Okay, great. I see it. Yeah, she'll text or call to count me down. She's got us going on YouTube and Facebook. I don't know, maybe whatever's easiest for you. It's on. They'll be looking on social. Okay, we're ready to go, Morgan. Hey, good morning, everyone. Mary Marshall here in the WSA 9 Weather Center. We're waking up to a wet Thursday out here, Monday, excuse me. Boy, am I pressing fast forward on the week. I wanted to talk to you all about the threat for winter weather heading our way, especially on Wednesday. We do have a slight chance to see some flakes and flurries mix into our northern and western suburbs, but Wednesday is going to be a big deal for us. We're talking about a major winter weather storm, one that could dump more than 10 inches of snow in parts of our viewing area. The National Weather Service upped the ante this morning by issuing a winter storm watch that goes into effect on Wednesday morning at about 7 a.m. all the way through Thursday morning until about 4 a.m. We're talking about an all day and essentially an all night affair with this system. It's not going to be all snow. We're looking at rain and snow mixing, maybe even some sleet, maybe even a brief period of freezing rain, and then all snow, especially in our northern western suburbs. And that is where the winter storm watch is going to go into effect in our northern and western suburbs. So what we'll do now is just take a look at what we're seeing on radar right now. This is system number 1. So let me just walk you through what's happening here. I'm going to run through everything and then take your questions. So that is what we are going to be talking about this morning. So lots of you are waking up to raindrops out there. You can see that there's rain over the Frederick area. There's rain over Leesburg. And in these spots around Frederick and Leesburg, this is likely not all rain that we're seeing. There could be some sleet mixing within there. Just looking at some other details on radar, it doesn't appear that this precipitation is uniform. And what that tells me is that I've either got some melting snow, some sleet mixing in with that rain. So this is going to be a long 70. DC, it's just rain for our area, for the immediate DC metro area, I should say. But the rain is moderate at times, so you'll notice that rain coming down. Now, on the back edge of this, a few of our northern and western suburbs could pick up on a dusting or so. This is around Front Royal, Winchester, Leesburg, and to Frederick. And then as you go more toward the Petersburg area and into West Virginia, they could pick up 3 to 6 inches of snow there. But we don't see a lot in terms of accumulations today across our northern and western suburbs. Wednesday, this is different. Let's dig into this really quickly. So here's what it's going to look like. We'll go a trace to 2 inches around parts of Tappahannock, La Plata, basically south of D.C. The white line that you see right here, 3 to 6 inches over D.C. I'm now looking at some of the later modeling. We'll probably be on the lower edge of that unless we really get a lot on the back edge of this particular system. So I'm thinking more 3 inches or more for the DC. That'll extend into Culpeper, Orange, even down toward the Charlottesville area. Once you get into Leesburg, Gaithersburg, and into northern Montgomery and Loudoun counties heading up through Baltimore, you could pick up anywhere from 6 to 10 inches of snow. That includes around Harrisonburg and Staunton as well. And then the bullseye for this is going to be around Martinsburg, Frederick, Westminster, Hagerstown, Cumberland, Romney. 8 to 14 inches is what we are predicting there. This is our first call. We're likely going to be updating this particular snow map throughout the day and throughout the next few hours. So do continue to watch for us there. I'm going to get back to your questions. I want to walk you through FutureCast in a moment to talk about today and tomorrow. So the National Weather Service today really upped the ante on this. They've now issued a winter storm watch. It goes into effect from 4 a.m. on Wednesday, 7 a.m. on Wednesday until 4 a.m. Thursday for 7 or more inches of snow. You can see that northern Montgomery, the northern and western edge of Loudoun counties, all included. Frederick, Westminster, Martinsburg, Winchester, Front Royal, Luray, Fauquier County included in this particular winter storm watch on Wednesday through early Thursday morning. So here's the rest of your day. You can see rain across the area. This is at 11 a.m. We'll be continuing to see the rain fall across D.C., but look what happens on that back edge around Winchester, Martinsburg, and Hagerstown. We could see some flakes for a brief moment, or at least flakes mixing in with rain. Same story by 12:30, we could see that there as well. By 1 o'clock, we're all rain at this point. If you haven't seen any flakes fly, you're not going to see them at that point. Once we get to 4 o'clock, this system is over. One system down, another big one to go. All right, let's look at what's going to be happening on Wednesday. We'll look at the GFS model. We'll look at this one because the models are coming into better agreement, a little bit better agreement, I should say, about things such as timing and where that rain snow line may set up. Keep in mind, the rain and snow line is a tricky dynamic, okay? Because we're going against a battle of warmer air and colder air, and where that sets up shop is going to tell you where you're going to get the higher amounts versus the lower amounts. It's going to be a sharp gradient between those two. We've been doing this for a while now. It's not our first rodeo with the nor'easter or with the rain snow line, and you guys have been through this, right? We've all been through this together. You know that rain snow line, that could even be a game day decision, but we're giving you our forecast based on what we know right now. Again, it could change. Don't marry this forecast. Date it in terms of the numbers that you see that we could get. All right, we're going to jump into this FUTURECAST, and I'll explain what's going to be going on by the hour on Wednesday. So Wednesday morning is the slowest start. On the later model runs, they've started this off a little bit later. First, it was 5, 4 in the morning. Now it's trending more towards 8, 9, 10-ish to get this started. Once we get to 11, 12 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon, most areas at that point are getting at least some rain and some snow, or flat out all snow. So the rain snow line is favored just north of D.C. That would mean less snow for D.C., more mixing, and so that's going to cut down on those snow totals. You're looking at rain as you head toward Fredericksburg, Patuxent River, the Eastern Shore, and then snow along Romney, Martinsburg, Winchester. Those areas, I'm pretty confident of all snow. I think there's enough cold air there to keep that precipitation all snow. Moving it into 2:30 Wednesday afternoon. We continue to see the rain pick up a little bit in intensity along areas south of D.C., such as Andrews and La Plata. Rain snow line still hugging right there from Culpeper up through Manassas, just north of Baltimore, into southern Montgomery and southern Loudoun counties, all the way up through Baltimore at that point. Martinsburg, Hagerstown, Frederick, all snow. That is to be expected. That's kind of what we're leaning on here. You get to 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and we see that same consistent pattern. Mostly snow over our northern suburbs, some mixing just south of that, and then mostly all rain south of D.C. Advancing the clock, this is Wednesday night. We're going through it. We're continuing to see that. Now, what happens is later Wednesday night, as the system strengthens and pulls away and officially becomes that nor'easter, you're going to see those winds shift in from the north. So what that's going to do is drag in some colder air. And so what started off as rain for D.C. is going to transition more to a mix. And then for a while, you're going to get all snow in the district. You're going to see that rain snow line going a little bit further south. So this is Thursday after midnight. I would say 10, 11 p.m., midnight up through about 4 in the morning. That's going to be the best bet for D.C. to pick up on those flakes. The northern and western suburbs, you're likely all snow all the time. Even by 2 a.m. or so, you could see Fredericksburg picking up on a mix, mostly rain around Tappahannock. Don't see much snow for you. And this is Thursday at 4:30 a.m. Things start to taper off here as this pushes a little bit further over to our east. The northern and western suburbs still picking up on a little snow. Perhaps D.C. is. And southern Maryland, I don't see much snow for you. I'm not going to rule out a few flakes, and I've generously given a trace to 2 inches in that particular area, but it really looks like mostly rain for you. I'm going to talk to you about some of the things I'm seeing on the modeling, some of the trends. It is bringing some warmer air in a little further north, and as we know, when it comes to that will cut back on your snow totals and cut back on the areas that could see it. But I'm pretty confident that the northern and western suburbs essentially will get the bulk of this snow. And let me talk to you about the kind of snow. So initially, when this is first starting, and we've got temperatures hovering right around 30, 31, 32-ish, 33, that's when you're running into the heavier wet snow. On the back edge, as the air dries out some, then you're looking at it'll still be like coming down pretty intensely at times, but it will be a lighter, fluffier versus the heavier wet that you would initially see with this. And winds could get a bit gusty too along the eastern shore as well. So that is what we are looking at in a nutshell. The things that you need to know if you are north and west of the district, you should be prepared for accumulating snow. you should be prepared for roads potentially being closed or becoming snow covered. This is going to be a high impact system for us. So let's get back to that snow map, because I know the main thing you want to know is how much snow are we getting, right? So we're going to hop back over to that, and I also want to take your questions. And then if you are DC and point south, you should prepare for rain and then maybe some mixing, changing over to snow. So in DC, you could have gotten rain all day. You go to bed, you wake up Thursday morning, you're like, hey, what's this fluffy stuff? It's because you're going to get the bulk of your snow on the back edge of this system if our rain and snow line stays where we think it will stay. So let me try to get to some of your questions. Get right here on the WSA9 Facebook page and get some of your questions going, because I know you guys have some questions. Oh, a lot of you are excited about this. You're saying, bring it. All right. Yes, James, I am aware of that, my friend. I'm well aware. So we've got you covered there, my friend. Do not worry. All right. Not ready, Joanna? You said you're ready for some. You need the snow in Stafford, says Cynthia. Elaine says, bring it. Reston, Dana. Yeah, so Reston, I could easily see anywhere from the 3 to 6 with you, or slightly higher as well if you get one of the heavier bands to sit on top of you. Delmarva in Pocomoke City, Maryland. So along the Delmarva, I don't see quite as much snow there. And tell me the city, tell me the county that city is in, because if you're in anywhere around St. Mary's, Charles, King George, anywhere along the eastern shore, the snow amounts are very low for you. Anyone else? Leah, you're saying no. Huh, Leah, you typically like snow. That's interesting. I thought you would be rather excited about this. In the Dumfries area, I don't see quite as much snow for you. Who was asking about Dumfries? Samantha, hi. Yeah, so Dumfries, you're a little bit further south. Looking at mostly rain for you. If anything, you may be able to squeeze out maybe a trace up to about 3 inches or so, because you are further south, and the further south you are, the most of it is going to be rain for you, and you could get some snow on the back end. Kelly wants a 2020 blizzard. You guys are excited about this snow, I see. The more the merrier, Heather says. Jessica, you want to know about Potomac? For Potomac, I would say maybe 3 to 6 inches. You would be in that southern tier kind of Montgomery County. If you were somewhere like Gaithersburg or Germantown, I'd be pushing for higher amounts for you. But I would say somewhere around 3 to 6 is fair, because you could see that rain snow line make its way all the way up your way. And so that's going to cut down on some of your snow totals. You commute from Charlestown to Sterling for work. Roads will be bad for Charlestown, West Virginia to Sterling. I would think so, Michael. I don't know if you can hold that down a little bit. So that is what we're looking at there. All right, let me get some more of your questions around the area. Some of your, hang on a second, I think a few of you towns I was not able to get. You just moved to Culpeper, if that line is more 6 to 10 or 3 to 6. Culpeper, for now, I'm thinking roughly 3 to 6. You're a little bit further west, and you might have a little bit more advantage of the colder air, but you are also south. So let's go 3 to 6 for you, which looks like the category that we have you in. But you can see that northern edge, though, is right along that 6 to 10. I can see why you would ask that. Gaithersburg, I would put you more within the 6 to 10. So right now I have up the snow map, and it shows which locations have what. So let's walk through this and talk about what we're seeing. So we'll have a trace to 2 inches. This is south of DC. That goes from southern Anne Arundel County all the way through Andrews, La Plata, Mechanicsville, Salisbury, Cambridge, just to name a few towns, Charles, St. Mary's County, all those areas traced to 2 inches. And then as you go a little bit further over to the north and the west around Culpeper, DC, through Alexandria, the southern edge of Baltimore, you could see 3 to 6 inches or so. DC right now, I would lean more on the lower scale of that. But if you happen to get a good band, a good snow band or whatever, you know, you could see that number go higher. So we're going to stick with that range. Now, you get to northern Montgomery County, more into northern Loudoun County, you're looking at your 6 to 10, okay? Especially if that rain snow line stays just to your south. And then 8 to 14 is Cumberland, Hagerstown, Westminster. You said it looks like a couple days off in Martinsburg, West Virginia. I hear you. Frederick. So Frederick, Maryland looks like 8 to 14 inches in that particular area. Hagerstown, I also put you in 8 to 14 inches. Oh, Jennifer, you're very welcome anytime. Alexa's excited. Greg, we got your question answered. Robert, you want to know about Manassas. So Manassas now, let's go 3 to 6 because you are south. Oxon Hill, Maryland, you said yes, indeed, you would like to see that. And Burke, Virginia, hang on. Xenia, is it Xenia Sarantis? Hang on one second, Xenia. We're going to get your question answered. Hold up. Let's see. So Xenia has a question about Burke, Virginia. And if you guys have questions about your areas, I'm happy to answer that as well. Just give me 1 second. I'm trying to get to everybody one step at a time. All right, so you're just outside of Annandale. I'd put you more toward the higher amounts just because you're a little bit further west. So for that particular area, I'd put you somewhere around 6 inches or more. Johnny, yes, I think Staunton will get some snow out of this. They're a little bit further over to the west. Cindy, you want to know about any concern about mixed ice accumulation? I think that at some point in some localized spots, there could be some brief periods of freezing rain. As far as this being a big ice event concern, I don't have a huge concern about accumulating freezing rain at this time. I think you will see some sleet. There'll be likely more sleet than freezing rain out of this. So I think you definitely see some more sleet working its way in. So PG, I would say, Amy, yes, PG is roughly in the 3 to 6, unless you're on that northern edge of PG. I think you're more staying within the 3 to 6 range. Southern PG, almost Charles County. Okay, so that's, I would go a little bit lower around that area. I would go somewhere, I would say a mostly rain event for you, and I would go somewhere like trace to 2 inches, 3 if you're lucky, because you're going to get the bulk of your snow on the back edge. On the front end, you're going to be looking at mostly rain. You could get some mixing at times, but by having mostly rain and having mixing, that's going to cut back on your snow totals. Hazel, you want to know about Alexandria. So Alexandria, I would go within the 3 to 6, but I think you are going to get a lot of rain and get most of your snow on the back end. So Bladensburg, that would be in the Prince George's County area. Let me see, is that north or south though? Hang on one second, because I would say the closer you are into southern Prince George's County, you'd be looking at more of that up to, 2 to 3 inch range. Whereas if you are in the northern edge, it'd be more the 3 to 6. Let's see. There we go. Let me just see how far, where that is. All right, hang on 1 second. I think that's further south. No, it's not. Okay, so I would go more of the 3 to 6 range. It's up, it looks like it's, yeah, you can see about the same as what DC is going to see. You're not too far off. College Park. For now, it's looking like the 3 to 6 range, and you could be on the lower end if you're getting all rain on the front edge. Front Royal is looking like you could be upwards of 8 inches or more in Front Royal. Martinsville, Bethesda. Ortiz wants to know about Bethesda. So Bethesda, I would say the 3 to 6 inch range for Bethesda. They're not quite far north enough for me to give you the higher amounts, but obviously that's going to, impact you. Martinsville, hang on 1 second, Dorothy. Let's get you answered 1 second. I just want to check how far north and south. All right, Martinsville. Let me see. Let me fine tune that for you 1 second. Oh, you're way south. Martinsville, I think it's mostly rain for you. Martinsville, Virginia, south of Roanoke. That would be, I wouldn't see much accumulation for you at all. Ali Brambleton. Can you tell me the county of Brambleton? And I want to just pinpoint your location so I can give you a better idea. Give me 1 second. Brambleton, 1 second. All right, we're answering some questions, guys, so bear with me while I try to get to everyone's questions about totals for their area. Ooh, you're going to be right there on the cusp in Brambleton. You're going to be right on the cusp. Let's say 6 for you, 6 or more for you, because you're kind of on that cusp, like you're kind of getting north, but not quite far north enough. So I would say around 6 or more for you. Janelle, Anne Arundel County. So, all right, sir, Janelle, Anne Arundel County, and I do have to wrap up at this question because I do have a live update to do on television. Just want to pop on here and give you guys some answers. So Anne Arundel, if you're in the northern edge, it could be up to 3 to 6. And you're the southern edge of Anne Arundel, maybe a trace to 2, if any at all. The more further south you are, the more the more rain you're going to get, so the less snow that you will get. So guys, if you could, Morgan, pop me back up. I want to talk to everyone really quickly. So guys, what we're going to do is wrap up this Facebook Live and this YouTube video. I'm Mary Marshall. It's been a pleasure to answer some of your questions. Bottom line, just want to recap what's going to be going on. We do have obviously some rain today, and northern western suburbs could pick up on some flakes mixing in. The bigger story is going to be the winter storm that's heading our way on Wednesday, and we're talking about accumulating snow that could impact you, such as closed roads. The areas that will see the higher amounts, 7 inches or more, these are going to be our northern suburbs, including northern Montgomery, northern Loudoun County, up through Frederick, Westminster into Carroll County, also around Fauquier, Rappahannock. All those areas will have the better chance, and they will be under a winter storm watch. A watch means it may happen. The ingredients are likely coming together, so watch out. Be vigilant. So that's going to be Wednesday from 7 a.m. until Thursday at 4 a.m. This is an all-day event, okay? All day Wednesday, all the way through Wednesday night. All right, so I'm Mary Marshall. It's been a pleasure to serve you. We'll check back in with more Facebook Lives. Good morning, everyone. I'm Mary Marshall with this weather update. We've got rain to start this morning. There could be some